91. Who am I? My surveillance of myself, I put on my eagle eyes, honesty with my real being. Each individual human being. Who am I? I am who? But who am I? I don't mean in the sense or the perspective of who am as an illustration, social, an academic aspect, or the design of who I am into the mental system matrix. When we say that we are spiritual beings, when we say that we are aware, when we talk about love, would who is the one who is speaking? In fact, who I am at that moment. The question is, who am I? It is the question that the soul should ask oneself, for each member of himself. In every breath, self inside, and that card to question respond with the truth of the heart, with honesty. Stalking of oneself is the self-observation, is make the plasma breath and then look if there is any reaction of the matrix, whether thoughts, mental images, sounds mental, or feelings of the chakras, or desires, karmas and anxieties of the system of collective unconsciousness. Who I am at this moment. And my soul can be linked with the egos, yours, or can also be free of egos. If this linked with the egos, then in the mental system matrix, and then is self, oneself, an ego, a yo. If it is not linked with the egos, then is free from the mental system matrix, then is a I of the soul of the real self. We say a do, not I. And I have two alternatives. I am honesty or I am dishonesty. Then who I am. That is the unique question that exists for each one infinitely in this life. Who am I? Or who am I? Honesty or dishonesty? Serious honesty or dishonesty? What who I am do at this time? 1. Dishonesty would be if I don't participate with my real being present right here, right now. 2. Honesty would be if I participate with my real being right here, right now. Human beings have asked for about 45,000 years since the time of the Atlantis. Then for the first time we were dishonest with our real being, which was entered when a physical body from the matrix, and from there we have been asking us, who am I? This question prompted the formation of esoteric schools and religions, spirituality throughout the history of mankind. Now humans have from the very beginning of all these existences lived in auto-dishonesty, deception, because we have accepted and allowed that the mental matrix system has become the nature of our own personality. So is that we admit have not been honest with our real being. because haven't been after honest to create a few creations separated from ourselves as the karma, reincarnation, gods, money, fears, egos, and then these creations out to slavery as at the mental consciousness matrix system, and keep us separate from our real being. We have therefore been very untruthful with our real being, instead of asking who I am. Now this question, which is made for who am I, do in each quantum, in each plasma respiration momentum. Who I am. Perhaps I am the consciousness of my real being, or am I the consciousness of the mental system matrix, of the mind of PSD? Oh, am the breath of the life of my real being remain in light, in the first soul, love and life in myself? In never remember oneself, I am a soul. In outer honesty, outer forgiveness, self-application of the transformation of impressions to stop in every remember of oneself. The manifestation of the mind and programmed within my conscious mental matrix systems. I am not the matrix. We are all one in the first source, La Primera Fuente. The answer is right here, right now, in every breath of our real being. Would do, who am I do? Determine for yourself by every human being, with his conscious will, in every infinite moment of walking, waking consciousness of every breath of our real being. Who are you? At each point in outer honesty, I'm not that life's the breath of real being in oneness and equality, which lies with everything that exists. 1. Yes, I am honest with my dishonor, with my real being, when I am an ego, yo, and I participate with my mind conscious within the mental system matrix, still believing and perceiving that I am an idealistic manifestation of my mind, like a conscious, such a thinking, as a feeling, as desires, PSD. If you're the outer dishonest, then you're thinking, mind, karma, fears, chakras, egos with the limitations and the deceptions that have those systems separated from you, and unified system of mental consciousness matrix with the mind of PSD. And if so, then I do the plasma respiration and I took off the links of the selves. I disconnected myself from them. I ceased to identify myself with the links of the egos. I also ceased to react. I recapitulated, and I'm back with my reformated soul. I am do now, not I, in my soul, in conscious will, liberated from all egos, yos, vice, complejos, paradigms we say in English, I believe. 2. Yes, do I say, because I but we mean do I am honest with my real being. Yes, do am honest with my real being, and I see within me like myself, like a movie, like a theater, and I don't have any reaction of the measure within me. I'm in peace. When I am not my mind, I'm not thinking or feelings or from you. I'm in, if I remember, in the presence of my real being. If I am on with my real self, I am in full in memory, then can clearly see the manifestation of matrix from the outside of the matrix. Like from a looking glass. You see it from a looking glass outside and you see the details and you see, this is not me, this is me. My real self, my real human being, my soul. And when you see nothing is happening, then you're free of the matrix. I can see the sights and sounds of my thoughts. And I can clearly feel the images and vibrations of waves of my chakras. Also, I can see and feel the manifestations of my real being as one with myself, in oneness. And if the matrix, I observe the PSD and then apply the self forgiveness, then auto application of magic passes and the transformation of impressions. And I get this impression to a flash memory. That who am I? This is the question that urges you to do in every moment while in a physical life, in dimension free with a physical body. That you remember, because this is the question that is done for oneself. And as one, like everyone in this life, in this world, every human soul original is making this question and has made this question. Who am I? No matter if you have a lot of savoir, eternal knowledge, sort of speaking, in your aquí ora, that you remember right here, right now, or if you have very, very little that you remember, every and each one of us will have to ask the question right here, right now, all the time, every instant in this physical dimension free. Who am I? To be aware, to be present right here, right now, and to parade, to stop. Parar, we say. You have to stop the matrix acting behavior, this consequence matrix as well. You are cutting the matrix and you are aware right here, right now. And that's how you yourself as a soul is growing and gets more and more stronger in your proper way of handling this present right here, right now in the physic time, which is temporal. And in outer honest, understand that you are not aware of the mental matrix system with the mind of PSD, and stop this mind system with stop. That's what I was telling. If you stop, you say stop in oneself, and when you see, you say stop matrix. You give the order, inequality, and live application and expression manifestation of yourselves as humans with original souls. And this impression will be here, right now. And it's that simple. Ask you that question for yourself, as who I am at this moment, right here, right now. In whatever way you participate, Your every moment as you participate in your, well, personal world, in this individual world here, physical world, within you and outside of you, such as your own, as a real being. You are a real being, and you are unique real being. Every soul is unique. But you will have to ask yourself, who am I at this time? Right near, right here, right now. Who am I in this situation? Is this me, my real soul? Or is it an ego, a jaw? Or is it, what is it? Where is my soul in that in this circumstance or that circumstance? Is it my soul that is present here, who is talking, acting? Or is it an ego? Is it a matrix, we can say? I am from my mind of dishonesty with oneself, or I am the breath of my real being here and now. In every moment as oneness and equality as life itself, and stop the manifestation of the mind. Stop the matrix. That is who I am, because you are a human being's original soul, and no one is more and no one is less in the first source, because we are all one in the first source. There doesn't exist any kind of slavery or less or more values. We are all equal, and everyone has this inner force in his or her soul to say stop to the matrix. So we are continuing in the siguientes videos. We will continue with more videos. This is October 2013 and the second year of the new spiral time. And please remember, every soul is loved and everything is forgiven, but you have to forgive yourself. You will have to continue this journey, each one of you, to be liberated forever. And remember, the death doesn't exist. And it's clear to you when you reflect about it. You are eternal. We are all eternal. With lot of love. Constant love. Ja, ja, ja. Ciao. Bye bye.